Yes, hello, and welcome to Couch Pundits Sports presents the weekly stream. We're doing the T20 World Cup review every week. You guys have requested this, I guess. I asked you guys in the last stream, and this is what you all preferred. So here we are with the T20 World Cup review. If you guys don't know, the T20 World Cup has begun. Yes, I am starting. It has begun, and the Super 12s are going to start. The real part of it is going to start soon. But before that, the teams are playing in two groups. 8 teams are playing in two groups for 4 spots in the Super 12. So it's very exciting stuff. There are associate nations playing. Teams like Oman, Papua New Guinea, Ireland, Namibia, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh, among others, are vying for a total of 4 spots. So it is exciting. It is some good cricket, and it is associate nations playing cricket. That is not something that you would see regularly. So if you guys are actually interested in the T20 World Cup, I'm going to take you guys through the games that have happened so far. About 7 games have completed in the group stages. That is the qualification for the second leg of the tournament, that is the Super 12s. This is something even a producer did not know. So for those who do not know, the format is such. There were qualifier rounds held over the last few years. Some of the teams, that is 8 teams, qualified through to the Super 12s directly. Those teams are India, Australia, England, New Zealand, South Africa, West Indies, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. So those are the 8 teams. Apart from that, 8 other teams divided into 2 groups are now playing the group stages to qualify for the Super 12s. And it is riveting, exciting, and amazing all at the same time. If you guys are following any of those teams, let me know in the comments. There was a lot of requests for us to cover the Oman versus Papua New Guinea game. And I can tell you it was an exciting game. But I'll get to that. I'll talk about the horrible fielding and the amazing batting. And there's much more to talk about among all the games, especially the fact that Bangladesh lost their first match. Who else is excited about that? While you're here, please hit the like button. Helps with the algorithm. More people will join if more people know about the stream that is happening. If you hit the like button, it will show up on several other people's discover page and whatnot, and this and that, and then other people will join. So yeah, in other news, there were other things that happened in the T20 World Cup, which is the warm-up games were played. India played a warm-up match. India played 2 warm-up matches actually, one against England and one against Australia. Both teams that they are not going to face in the Super 12s because they're not in the same group. India comprehensively won both those games. Hardik Pandya did not bowl, which is still a concern. And we will be discussing some probable 11s. We're going to do a little review, a preview for the upcoming Super 12 matches. Of course, there's the India-Pakistan game on Sunday, which is a national holiday in some sense, because it is a Sunday. For those who are just joining, welcome. Hello, everyone in the chat. Well, okay, let's start. Let's start by talking about the first game of the T20 World Cup, which was Oman versus Papua New Guinea. And I don't know if you guys watch this. I don't know if you guys follow Associate Nations cricket. I do not really watch all Associate Nations games, but I tend to try and keep up with it. So this game was really interesting. Papua New Guinea struggled a lot. They managed to get 129 runs for the loss of 9 wickets. And they were helped largely by Oman dropping several of their catches. After that, meanwhile, their captain Maqsood took 4 wickets, which is a great showing and a great outing for any T20 bowler. After that, Oman came out to bat and showed what they're really all about, which is Aqib Ilyas and Jatinder Singh, their openers, just smashing them. 131 for no loss, winning by 10 wickets. It's quite amazing. And for those of you who are asking where is Akash is not here right now. He is on a secret shoot somewhere in a secret location in a secret part of a secret country. Yeah, so that's where he is. It's just me right now. We're going to be doing this weekly. We're also going to be coming up with some streams randomly after some big games, small games. There are some interesting games. You never know. We'll come on randomly, and I will be bringing on guests with me for those streams especially. So do stick around. If you guys want updates about what we're doing, you can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram. The links are there in the description of the video. If you have any questions, if you guys want me to cover something specific, do let me know in the comments and I will try and get to as many as I can. Okay, let's go back to the reviewing the World Cup. It's not going to be a very long stream. It's a short stream. I'm covering 6 or 7 games. I'm giving you my thoughts about what happened. If you have any thoughts about what happened, let me know. Coming to the second game, which was my favorite game, a game that I really watched a lot of, Scotland versus Bangladesh. I don't know what to say. Scotland batted first, scored 140 for 9, which you would think, that would not be enough against a good Bangladesh side. But Bangladesh is Bangladesh. And they went ahead and messed up the chase. They scored 134 for 7, lost by 6 runs. And I say lost by 6 runs purposely because this is what the Bangladesh Twitter handle said, that Bangladesh lost by 6 runs. Now, there is something to say about the Bangladesh team and their spirit, especially when they lose. You had Mushfiqur Rahim tweet things in the past. You had them do their snake celebrations. You had them lose in the Nidahas Trophy, something that they're never going to forgive India and Dinesh Karthik for ever. And then they lost against Scotland. I would not call it an upset because Scotland played really well. Chris Greaves with a fantastic all-round performance. But I guess Bangladesh are missing Tamim Iqbal to an extent, although they would not like to admit it. In that game, Shakib was not at his peak performance best, but he did okay. But really what helped Scotland in that game was their middle overs bowling, where they really pulled it back. They reined in Bangladesh and they did not let them get away at any stage. They restricted them to 134. So it was a pretty good game. If you guys missed it, you can check out the highlights. They're available on the app that, whatever. By the way, if anybody is using Chromecast for watching Hotstar, please let me know if you're having any issues with it, because I am constantly having issues with Chromecast and Hotstar, where it is all the live streams are just not working. We're getting to some chat. What are my predictions to get out of the league? I don't want to get out of the league, but for the predictions, I think it's going to be Bangladesh are going to get through in their group. It's going to be a shootout between Scotland and Oman, but I think it's going to be Scotland. As far as the other group is concerned, Netherlands are out, which is a disappointment. I was really hoping to see Ryan Tenderskate and Roelof van der Merwe. So these guys have been playing forever. They played in the second edition of the IPL. So, and if you guys remember, Roelof van der Merwe was like a baller. But unfortunately, we're not going to see them in the Super 12. We're not going to see them go up against the bigger teams, so to speak. I mean, I should not call them bigger teams. It's the other teams that are in the Super 12s, because all of them are playing really good cricket. Watch it, guys. You will see what I'm talking about. They're all playing some fantastic cricket, and all are okay. Some of them are not. Some of them are fielding really badly. It's like Oman is dropping catches for fun. Okay, Oman, when Oman players, Omanis Omanis, what are they called? Omanites? Omanians. What are Omani people called? I guess they're Omani, because that's a word that sounds natural. When they hold on to a catch, which is a bit of an event, and that is kind of not great, but it is what it is. Okay, you come for the hitting, you don't look at the catching. Did I watch today's match, Netherlands versus Namibia? No, I did not. But I heard it was a pretty good game, and I'm going to get to it because Namibia scoring 166 versus Netherlands, slightly unexpected. But Namibia, if they had to choose between a strength between batting and bowling, they would choose their batting, which is more of a strength. Speaking of batting strengths, Papua New Guinea had a very promising Charles Amini, who plays one down for them, and there was a lot of talk about him. There was a lot of expectations from him, but he got run out cheaply in both innings. People were saying, like, if this guy, if people see him on the television in the T20 World Cup, everyone's going to offer him a contract for the T20 leagues and this and that. But I guess it's not his year, because this was probably one of the bigger stages that he's going to get. And he kind of got messed it up. Yeah, he messed it up. Omani is correct. Thank you, Sheila, for that. ये पाकिस्तान वाले सही बैटिंग कर गए आज. हाँ यार, बट वो वार्म अप गेम है, तो मतलब इंडिया का वार्म अप गेम नहीं रहता है, तो कवर करने में थोड़ा ज्यादा दिक्कत होता है, क्योंकि मतलब फिर कितना देखेगा आदमी. हाँ, कितना वार्म अप क्रिकेट देखेगा. कुछ में विराट कोहली को बॉलिंग करवाया आज वो लोग ने. हाँ, 2 ओवर डाला विराट कोहली ने. तो तुम समझ सकते हो रोहित शर्मा क्या प्रेशर एक्सर्ट कर रहा था आज. रोहित शर्मा was captain for today's warm-up game against Australia, and he bowled Ravi Ashwin in the second over, who picked up 2 wickets. And already people are saying things like, oh yeah, Rohit should have been captain for T20, but he's not. He is not the captain. So just like, guys, shut up and support the team and support the captain and this and that and the other. And if you think Rohit Sharma should be captain instead of Virat Kohli for this T20 World Cup, let me know, and then I'll make fun of you for it. Come on, Ash. Yeah, come on, Ash. He really did well. He bowled really well. Varun Chakravarthi, on the other hand, going at at the economy rate of 11 and 12, it's not great. But he's a mystery bowler. He is being mysterious. He does not want people to know that he can bowl really well, except the people who faced him in the IPL. Nobody else knows. Okay, they only have visual data, lots and lots of visual data that is collected by everybody, all analysts and who are all best friends of Owen Morgan. But yeah, okay, getting बड़ा fitness करते भी बैट्समैन bowling नहीं करता. वो fitness की बात है या नहीं, I don't know. It is not about fitness in the strictest sense. It's also about a little bit of bowling skill, and I guess on some level it's also about fitness, because Rohit decided to stop bowling to extend his batting career, which is fine. It's fine when Rohit Sharma at the age of 32 plus 33 plus decides कि अभी मैं bowling नहीं करेगा क्योंकि मेरे को 2 साल और बैटिंग करने मिलेगा, मैंने bowling छोड़ा तो. But it's the young players. There was an observation by one of the real pundits about this, is that back in the day when net sessions would happen, at some point the numbers 9, 10 and 11 also wanted to bat, right? So when Zahir Khan wanted to go into bat, when Ashish Nehra wanted to go into bat, when Harbhajan Singh wanted to go into bat in the nets, who would bowl to them? Back then, the concept of so many net bowlers was not really a thing. Yes, you had local lads and club cricketers from in and around who would come in and bowl in the nets. But it is also the Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly, all of these guys would pick up the ball. Mila, hum log tumko ball dalte. So which is why they also ended up practicing their bowling a little bit, which is not the case today, because you just have so many resources. People throw down specialist net bowlers. Arjun Tendulkar को कहीं से भी उठा के फेंक देते हो उसको net bowling के लिए. कोई भी country में हो, उसको दूसरे country में भेज के उससे net bowling करवाएंगे. So Yeah, that is a part of the reason the batters don't need to bowl in the nets anymore. If they're not bowling in the nets, they're not practicing. If they're not practicing, how do you expect them to just come on and execute in matches? It's just not happening, which is why bowling all-rounders are becoming more and more the need of the hour for India. People are saying things like Venkatesh Iyer should be in the team. If you think Venkatesh Iyer should be in the team, it's not right. Ganguly, Sachin, Sehwag, Yuvraj bowling 20 overs in the middle in the golden 2000s. Yeah, man, because all of these guys were bowling in the nets as well. None of these players, apna current people, do any serious bowling in the nets because all the batters are focusing on their batting. Swing bowling के सामने तो बैटिंग हो नहीं रही है. हाँ, तो मतलब ट्राई कर रहे हैं फिर भी, बट वो बैटिंग के बाद टाइम ही नहीं बचता ना, क्योंकि दिन का 4 घंटा बैटिंग किया, 17 घंटा जिम में बिताया, बाकी का 3 घंटा तो इंस्टाग्राम करेगा ना आदमी. हाँ, रील्स बनाएगा ना. शिखर धवन और पृथ्वी शॉ ये सब को बॉलिंग क्यों करेंगे? वो लोग रील बनाते हैं अपने फ्री टाइम में. तो ऐसा ही है. हाँ, what are my predictions for the T20 World Cup final? My predictions are that it is going to happen on the date that it is fixed. But it's too early to say anything, man. We've not even had one game of the Super 12. What we're seeing in the warm-up games is probably just smoke and mirrors. Yeah. So Dravid will be the next. Is Dravid going to be the next coach? I don't think so, because 2 days after they said Dravid is going to be the next coach, BCCI on their official announcements said, please send in applications for the position of head coach. Open offer. So I don't know if Dravid is going to be the next coach. They said that he has denied. He has politely refused becoming the head coach. Then they said he is the head coach. And then they said, please send us applications for head coach. So, yeah. I guess we'll find out when the applications are, disclosed publicly. Until then, unless there's anything official from anyone, I don't know how it will work. Okay, coming back to the T20 World Cup, there was a third game that happened, which was Netherlands versus Ireland. We were expecting a better contest than it was. Netherlands bundling out, all thanks to Curtis Kamfer. 4 wickets in 4 balls. When have we seen that last? Oh yeah, with Rashid Khan. And before that, oh yeah, with Lasith Malinga. He joins an elite club of bowlers who picked 4 wickets in 4 balls, which is not a double hat-trick. For those who are thinking that 4 wickets in 4 balls is a double hat-trick, that is not true. If you guys have been under this misconception that have you guys heard this? Okay, ball 1, 2, 3 पे विकेट लिया वो एक हैट्रिक हुआ, और बॉल 2, 3, 4 पे विकेट लिया वो दूसरा हैट्रिक हुआ. Okay, if you guys have heard this, please let me know in the chat and let me clear your doubts right now. That is not true. That is not how hat-tricks work. Okay, that's just not how hat-tricks work. If that is the case, then as explained by some Abhishek Mukherjee on Twitter, 101 would be a double 100, because 0 to 100 is 100 and 1 to 101 is the second 100. That's not how counting mathematics. Okay, and like the sine theta and cos theta and all that, it's not right. It's just not right. Curtis Kamfer really destroyed Netherlands. He took out their middle order for absolutely nothing. All their best bats, except maybe Max O'Dowd. Just 4 wickets, and how do you recover from that in a T20 game? It's very difficult, especially when it's in the power play. But he did. And then there was Mark Adair, who gave like 3 runs, and maybe a little more. Like he gave like 11 runs in 4 overs, picked up a couple of wickets. So you really have lost most of your innings, which made a lot of sense for Netherlands to reach only 106 runs at the end of it. Ireland really walked to the chase, 107 for 3. It was not much of a contest after Curtis Kamfer, but the play had to complete. So they did. It was nice to see Ten Descarte and Roloff Vandermeer, but it was also nice to see Kevin O'Brien batting while his brother Niall O'Brien was in the commentary box. It was quite interesting. A formality in Dravid will be hedge coach after the T20 World Cup. It's open secret. Is it an open secret? You find me one link that says it is an open secret. You get me some credible source of information. Because as we know, currently the administration is prone to media leaks. They are prone to disinformation being spread, misinformation being spread, and just, propaganda. What would your lineup be for India, Pakistan? Would you go with 3 spinners? I am going to get to this. I'm going to talk about India versus Pakistan, but just after a little bit. So stick around. I'm going to get to it. We're going to discuss. You let me know what your lineup is going to be, what your predicted 11, not predicted, who you would like to see in the 11 to face Pakistan, and why. Sports REL, Sports Stuck, Counter Credible Sources. Why don't you tell me that? Are they credible sources? Maybe get Boria Majumdar to say it on one of his... Yeah, Sports Stuck is him only, no? Yeah. But did he say it? And what did he say? Yeah, what did he say? But then we had Namibia versus Sri Lanka, which was kind of a formality, but I expected a little better from Namibia. 96 all out. But the fact that Sri Lanka has to qualify for the Super 12s is kind of not great for them. But they are going to do it. They're in fact playing a game right now. And what is their score? This is they was at some 102 for 3 in 13 overs. But seeing Sri Lanka in the qualifying stages has not been great. For somebody who has seen Sri Lanka fight for the World Cup finals, it's not great. It's a fall from grace for their cricket. But yeah, Oh, 171. They did score 171. Ireland are 31 for 2 in 4 overs with the main man Kevin O'Brien gone cheaply. M. Thikshana. This guy bowled really well in the last game against Namibia, picked up 3 or 4 wickets. But yeah, there was not much else in that game other than Sri Lanka just bulldozing Namibia. But they did it, which was expected of them. Associate nation playing against a test team. You would expect them, huh? You would expect them to win, right? The test team, Bangladesh. What are you doing, guys? Yeah, but... okay, more chat about this whole Dravid. I'll come to the Dravid issue. Let me just finish this. There are like 3 or 4 games that I need to talk about, which is again Scotland versus PNG. Scotland versus PNG was a good game. Scotland were coming off of a good victory, right? Yeah, Scotland were coming off of a good victory against Bangladesh, a test playing nation that they beat. They don't like Bangladesh. They took away the test status. Bangladesh took away their test status. But yeah, Scotland beat Papua New Guinea by 17 runs, scoring 165 for 9, PNG 148 for 10. PNG never really got off. They could never get off the blocks, but they tried. It was a decent game. It was a very average T20 game. If you don't know what PNG is, it's Papua New Guinea. It's a territory that plays cricket. Then there was the next match, Bangladesh versus Oman. Now this is where I had a lot of fun watching Bangladesh struggle throughout this game. They are really struggling. In the 2 games that I have seen them play, they are really struggling. They've got some massive talent in there. Their opening batters are good. They're not Tamim Iqbal, but they're good. They've got probably the world's best all-rounder in terms of skill and execution. Definitely not in terms of temperament, in the form of Shakib Al Hasan. They've got an annoying little Mushfiqur Rahim, who is no longer wicketkeeper. So you see more of him in the field, unfortunately. But and they did well. Shakib did well in this game. So did Mehdi Hasan. But Oman just hold on to some catches. Okay, if Oman had held on to a few catches, Bangladesh's total would have gone down by at least 20 or 25 runs. And if it had gone down by 20 or 25 runs, Oman would have been in the game because they got to 127 or 129 or something like that. I feel like if they had managed to restrict Bangladesh to about 100, 130, 135, Oman are in the game, man. And even in this 150 ka chase, Oman were in the game up until the 12th or 13th over, after which Bangladesh just started, turning the screws. They choked the runs and ultimately took the victory, which was expected after a point. They had momentum. Towards the end of the innings, Shakib played really well for them in their batting innings, and Afif, their opener, who also got a nice 50 and started scoring some quick runs towards the end. So the momentum shifted, and then it was an uphill battle for Oman. They gave the man of the match to Shakib, but some people say that it was in fact Mehdi's important 4 overs where he conceded hardly any runs, which was really the turning point in the game. Having said that, ऑस्ट्रेलिया थोड़ा सा लेफ्ट लर्निंग राइट, हाँ वही अखिलेश बोल रहा है ना, उधर पीएनजी का एड्रेस है, तो अगर पार्सल वार्सल भेजना है, जोमेटो करना है, तो वो डालने का और वो राइडर को बोलने का कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया से सीधा जाके लेफ्ट. ओके, देन टुडे Namibia beat Netherlands. This I am a little surprised by. It not expected because Netherlands slightly more experienced team. Namibia got their ODI status in 2019. But look at where they are now: 166 for 4 versus a Netherlands team. When I saw Netherlands score 165, I was quite certain that they would win. I was checking the score at some point. Namibia were not in the game, and then I checked the score, and Namibia had won the game with an over to spare. David VSA, VSA, David Vicea. Okay, David Visa, who has played for South Africa, killed it. He killed it. He scored 60 of 40 balls, and he is the Jacques Kallis of Namibia. South Africa wanted him to be the Jacques Kallis, the next Jacques Kallis of South Africa, but they didn't give him enough chances. And then he said कि मैं अभी बाजू में जाके खेलेगा क्योंकि वो लोग मेरे को खिलाता है, तुम लोग मेरे को नहीं खिलाता है, तो वो बाजू में जाके खेला, मस्त मार रहा है अभी. Yeah. Hi, hello Aditya, if you could please back me up about this 2019 and explain to them what I mean. Okay, that they got ODI recognition really in the it's the 2019 ODI recognition from Namibia. Please explain. Okay, let's get to the India warm-up games. Okay, we've been discussing the T20 World Cup for a while now because it is important and it is happening. For those who do not know and those who are joining us right now, welcome to the Couch Pundits weekly stream. We're going to be doing this every week. We're going to be coming to you on Wednesdays covering the week of T20 World Cup cricket. We're going to talk about everything that's happened. We're going to preview everything that is going to happen. Before we move on to discussing India's 11, please note that the Super 12s are starting. Tomorrow are the last 2 games of the group stages, and day after the Super 12s begin. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. The first game is Australia versus South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. Cracker of a game. But what is more important is we will find out which of these 8 teams, rather the 4 out of the 8 teams, how they go into which groups. I guess people might be wanting to go into group 1 rather than go into a group with India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, and all the probable candidates for the semi-finals. Can we discuss the most important thing about Team India, the New Jersey? We will talk about the New Jersey. We spoke about the New Jersey last time also. I specifically mentioned how I do not like it because it is new and change is never welcome by anybody. People who say they like change are not to be trusted, in my opinion. Just kidding. I don't trust them. Do what you want. Make independent choices. Make informed decisions. Have an opinion. Having said that, okay, let's talk about India. Okay, and if you guys are just joining us, hit that like button, like the stream, and subscribe to the channel if you like the content that we're putting out. Other than the weekly streams, we're also going to be doing reactionary streams with some interesting and fun guests that we're going to get from time to time. Those will be more impromptu and yeah. It's like surprise tests in school. कभी भी हो सकता है, क्या पता, टीचर पहले से नहीं बोलता है. But yeah, Dhaval does not trust Obama. #change. Who said that? Who is saying? Is that the Akhilesh? By the way, that reminds me. We at Couch Pundits had a fantasy league on the official fantasy league app for the IPL, and we announced the winners on our Discord page. So if you guys are not there, just go to the Discord page. We have a very flourishing Discord community who talk about several things, especially sports, and the link is there in the description. Srishti will put it out. But Abhi Agarwal was the winner. I would just like to announce Abhi Agarwal, congratulations for winning the Couch Pundits Fantasy League within the larger IPL Fantasy League. We tried to get him on because that's what we offer as a prize for winning the league. You get to come on the stream and have a little chat with us for a limited amount of time. But unfortunately, he could not make it today. But we'll try and get him on the next time. We're having a stream, and we're not doing it for this T20 World Cup because that's just like like fantasy is good when the outcome is whatever. It's not this not no, we're not doing it for this one. We're not. Just not doing it. Okay, let's talk about India versus Pakistan. On Sunday, the 24th, the sports day, as I like to call it, because a lot of derbies are happening on that day, especially in the world of football. And in the world of cricket, you have India versus Pakistan. Where are you going to be when you watch that game? And let me know what your predicted 11 for India should be. Also, do you guys think Owen Morgan has come out and said if his poor run of form continues, he would consider dropping himself from the team? Do you think this is something that some other captain, sorry, this cough, some other captains from other countries need to consider dropping themselves if they're not performing? Maybe they do, in my opinion. Why didn't he drop himself from KKR? Because, he got them to the final. What more do you want? They were in the final, Ritik. They were in the final. If a captain is there and you get to the final, it's fine if he doesn't drop himself. Right? Yeah. Also, I want your playing 11s for the World Cup. Just let me know that so I can I can tell you guys some things about why all are wrong. Weekend needs to open. Yeah, maybe. But then where it is... Okay, let's do this. KL Rahul is opening the innings for India, as is Rohit Sharma. You're not dropping either of those guys. Okay? Unfortunately, Ishan Kishan cannot open with KL Rahul because that's just not going to work, which means that Rohit will have to play at 3. Which I guess he could do. He has done it for India in the past. Mumbai Indians in the past. So he's used to it. He might do it if it does not I think they're going to start with KL and Rohit to open. Virat at 3. Here's where it gets interesting. These 3 are going to start the tournament. If they are not performing, they will consider some changes. Maybe Virat will open, Rohit will shift at 3. But I don't think we're going to see either of these 3 not play a game in the tournament, barring injuries. Having said that, number 4, as usual, India is not so sure about who plays at number 4. We went through an entire World Cup with this dilemma. And we have come to another World Cup in another format. And the dilemma continues. Who plays at number 4 for India? Who does? Do you pick Surya Kumar Yadav because he's performed so well over the last few years? He's made it. He's broken into the team. Or do you play Ishan Kishan at number 4 and essentially play with 3 wicket keepers? Because Rishabh Pant is going to keep wickets for India. Either he plays at 5 or he plays at 4. Now, if Rishabh Pant is playing at 4, then where does Surya Kumar Yadav play? Does he play at 5? Or does Hardik Pandya slot in at 5? What happens? I don't know. Okay, if I had to pick the team, it would be 1, 2, 3 of KL, Rohit, Virat, Surya Kumar Yadav at 4, Rishabh Pant at 5, Hardik Pandya, if he is bowling, at 6. Okay, if Hardik Pandya is not bowling, I would then, and you're going to pick him as a proper batter. I would rather, since he's not in form, I would rather push Pant down to 6, Surya down to 5, and put in Kishan at 4. Because the man, Kishan can whack. He can really annihilate a bowling attack. So don't come at me with you would rather have Hardik Pandya in the team than Ishan Kishan. Because if you are playing Hardik Pandya as a pure batter, given the form that he is in right now, maybe you give him the first game, maybe you give him the second game. But if he's not performing, you would seriously consider dropping him for Ishan Kishan, who is just not putting a foot wrong right now. And if you're going to have 6 batters who cannot bowl, why not Kishan instead of Hardik Pandya? Just in my opinion. Okay. But let's put Kishan aside for now. Let's keep Pandya at 6. You have Jadeja at 7. Number 8, I will come to. Numbers 9, 10, and 11, the 3 pacers, of which Shami Bumrah are going to play. And that leaves us with the spot of 1 seam bowler and 1 other spinner. I'm saying that because I expect Bhuvneshwar Kumar also to start in the first game against Pakistan. You want... No, don't drop Bhuvi. Don't drop Bhuvi. Do not drop Bhuvi. Bhuvi is an asset. Bhuvi has the experience. And sometimes you need that. In a pressure game against Pakistan, you want a little bit of experience because you do. Because otherwise, you will have to resort to Joginder Sharma bowling and Shrikant catching. We don't want to go there. Okay. Having said that, Bhuvi will be the 3rd pacer, which leaves us with Ashwin versus Varun Chakravarthi versus Rahul Chahar. It's a very tough call, but I would pick Ashwin. I would, yeah. How do you not? Ravi Ashwin, he's like smart and all, and this and that. He's very good. He's took 2 wickets in 2 balls today. What more do you want from the guy? Ashwin's role in the team is not going to be the primary wicket taker, the strike bowler. His role is going to be containment, put pressure, string together some dot balls, and force the batting unit to make a mistake. Then we're left with a few people who should ideally be in the team, but combinations don't permit it. The first of them is Shardul Thakur. Shardul Thakur has had an incredible last 2 years. He has made it to the test team. He has shown why he should be more in the test team. He is the seam bowling all-rounder that Hardik Pandya promised to be. Because what do you want from your seam bowling all-rounder? Right? Who's coming into bat at 6? Probably going to face 12 balls in like between 8 and 15 balls on average in a T20 game he's going to face. If he can hit at the strike rate of 140, which, 160, 180, 200 would be great. But if he can even hit at the strike rate of 140, 150, and he can give you 4 overs, I would take that any day of the week, rather than a guy who's hitting at 200 but is not bowling. He's not bowling. Hardik is not bowling. Shardul is bowling. Shardul is bowling well. And he can bat. He can whack the ball. He can strike at 150. So if I had to pick between Hardik and Shardul, I would pick Shardul, but the team will probably not do that. The team will probably pick Hardik Pandya. Will I keep Ishan and remove Hardik? As a pure batter on pure form, I would start with Hardik. Unfortunately, I am also I've got that little bias because Kishan in the middle order versus Kishan in the top order. It's not Kishan in the top order versus Hardik in the middle order. It's still a close thing, but Kishan in the middle order versus Hardik in the middle order, it's Hardik Pandya. Because, as Aditya pointed out, Kishan has not performed well in the middle orders. He's a top order bat. And this is what you need. I think Snehal Pradhan said this in one of her articles, that a professional middle order bat is completely different. She's talking in context of the India women's game. And it made a lot of sense, which is why you have players like Dinesh Karthik. You have players like Surya Kumar Yadav, who are professional middle order bats, who are, they have a different mindset, they have a different skill set. So it does not make sense just because he's a good batter. You try to fit him into your side wherever a spot is available. You might do that in Test cricket, but it does not make sense to do that in T20 cricket, because you want people who are specialists. That's really what T20 cricket boils down to. A person who can execute a specific skill and play a specific role in the team when the team requires him or her to do so. So I would still rather have Hardik Pandya in my team over Ishan Kishan if I had to choose between the two. I know I said something different earlier, but that was because I wanted to play Kishan still at maybe 3 or 4. He can change positions with Virat, or he can open and everybody else pushes themselves one spot down. He can open with KL, Rohit at 3, Virat at 4, Sky at 5, Pant at 6, Jadeja at 7. But you also want bowling options. You want the 6th bowling option. Even though Virat has oftentimes gone with 5 bowling options and has won several games, there's no denying that. You can do it. It has been done in the past. It will be done in the future. But it's always nice in pressure situations to have someone who can bowl a two-over spell. If one of your bowlers is not having a good day, you want that guy. And you don't want that guy to be Virat Kohli, because that's just not going to work. Thoughts on Kohli's bowling? I don't think that Kohli should be bowling. Kohli should focus on his batting and his captaincy. It's his last, I don't want to say last ICC tournament, but admittedly, it's his last T20 World Cup as captain. So it would be nice if he had to just, fewer things to worry about. But this is the Indian cricket team, and, it's a lot of workload, and he's going to have to make some tough decisions along with the management. If you look at Dhoni's success, there was always an extra bowler. Every it's always great to have an extra bowler. I don't know what to tell you. That's why we needed Akshar bat to drop him. I don't know, man. I would not put Akshar and Ravindra Jadeja in the same team. You don't need two of the same players, which is why. And here is one of the major reasons for Ravi Ashwin's selection, and that is the injury to Washington Sundar. If you guys remember, Virat Kohli in an interview had been asked that why are you not picking Ravi Ashwin and why are you picking Washington Sundar? To which he responded by saying that Washington Sundar is performing a role that is being given to him, and he's performing it well, efficiently, picks up wickets when we need him to, keeps the score down when we need him to, bowls the tough overs in the power play, does everything that is asked of him. So this is what Virat Kohli said. What do I tell Washington Sundar when I go and meet him? That, hey, I am dropping you and picking Ravi Ashwin. So I guess it has worked well for Ashwin. Unfortunate for Washington that he got injured, is unable to play in the World Cup. And they needed that off spinner who can keep the runs down, bowl the tough overs in the power play. Washington did provide the balancing act of, the other bat, which would cover for Hardik Pandya. If you had Washington Sundar at 7 or 8, imagine it's fine if you are going with, Hardik Pandya at 6, maybe, I guess, on some level. But yeah, Akshar Patel and this guy in the same team doesn't make sense, which is why they moved Shardul Thakur from the travelling reserves to the squad to cover for Hardik Pandya, and they moved Akshar Patel from the squad to travelling reserves because Jadeja is not going anywhere. He's going to play all the games. Okay, I'm going to take some chat comments more. Bhuvi should be played ahead of Shami. Bumrah and Shami are very same kind of bowler. Bhuvi brings variety. So you're saying Bumrah, Bhuvi and Shardul? I don't know, man. You got to play Shami. Aditya will help me out here. Shami's stats are incredible. He's always picking up wickets. Bowling at the death is fantastic. His Yorker percentage has increased. Bhuvi cannot bowl at the death. Bhuvi is more of a... Yeah, he does bowl at the death, but between Bhuvi and Shami, if I had to pick someone, I'd pick Shami. Better death bowler. Dhaval just wants Kohli to drop and Kishan to come in. I don't want Kohli to drop, okay? This is... I want Kohli to succeed. I want India to win the tournament, and I want it to be Virat Kohli's success because the guy needs it. One ICC tournament victory, okay? He needs it. India needs it. It would be great to watch. It would be amazing. Yeah. Pakistan doing well in practice matches would be okay. Here's what I think, okay? Pakistan are not going to be easy to beat. Pakistan have a really good team, and they're angry. They're really angry, especially after the snub from England and New Zealand. And Ramiz Raja has said what he has said. If you guys don't know, just go to his Twitter. He said things like, we will now only do what is in our best interests. And which is, I get his anger. But this kind of statement should be made by people like me who are of no consequence in the cricketing world. And have the freedom to say whatever we want. But Ramiz Raja is, chairman and whatnot. So maybe he should be more careful of the words he uses and the sentiments that he expresses. He also tweeted some other things which he then deleted. It was quite funny. But, other people have done it in the past. Kumar Sangakkara posting dick pics and whatnot. So Twitter is a weird space, guys. And if you guys are out there, you should follow Couch Pundits on Twitter because we get, we post updates and stuff over there. We live tweet matches sometimes. Coming to Pakistan, they have a fantastic team. Shoaib Malik is back. Shoaib Malik has not missed a T20 World Cup for Pakistan since the T20 World Cups began. Him and Chris Gayle are the only two players who are playing this World Cup and have also played the inaugural 2007 World T20. So Shoaib Malik is back. Babar Azam is there. Fakhr Zaman, Hassan Ali, Shaheen Afridi. कौन चाहिए तुमको और? हाँ, सब लोग है, सब लोग फॉर्म में है, तो मतलब very tough team to beat. They are a very, very tough team to beat. Yeah. The thoughts on okay, Ashwin and Varun. Yeah, this is an interesting one. Ravi Ashwin, Varun Chakravarthi. If this is it, okay. This is what all the pundits and all the commentators and analysts are saying. Ashwin will play more likely against teams like England, which have at least 3 left-handers in their top order. Because that's just matchups, okay? T20 matchups and statistics dictate these things. So, yes, Varun Chakravarthi might play ahead of Ashwin. They might play Varun Chakravarthi because he can bowl in the power play. He can take wickets and he can contain sometimes. Sometimes he bowls rank long hops and people just whack him around the park. New Zealand has lots of lefties, but so we might see Ashwin playing against New Zealand. I think the bowlers might be shuffled around more than the batters, but I would not be surprised to see Kishan play one game, Surya play the other game. Just up and down. KL, I don't know. कुछ भी हो सकता है. But bowlers will be rotated more than the batters. Horses for courses for bowlers, batters sub pitch pe sab khelo. Shamin, okay, thank you Aditya for the stats. I hope you're not going to retract this message because every time I try to read it out, you've been retracting the message. 47 matches, 62 wickets, 24 average, strike rate 17, economy 8. That's pretty decent, yeah. Those are decent numbers. Economy of 8.3 for T20 cricket is pretty good for somebody who bowls a lot of overs at the death. Who do you guys think? Ashwin or Varun Chakravarthi? And like why? I think they should start the tournament with experience, and if experience is not delivering, then maybe move on to some others. Mandar Bide, if you guys know, a friend of the podcast, had an interesting observation. He said the last time India won a T20 World Cup was with a whole set of rookie players and a rookie captain. So all this talk about experience and this and that can go take a hike. Because he's right. 2007, new team, all new players, mostly inexperienced. Dhoni first time captain, and they won. But, everybody else was also inexperienced in that sense. T20 itself was a new format and nobody really knew what they were doing. So, yeah. And here we have the customary Akash Mehta Kaha Hai. I guess you have just joined us. And for all those who are just joining us, welcome to the stream. Thank you for being around. Hit like, subscribe to the channel. Akash is not here. He is somewhere else in answer to your question, Ishan. And yeah, exactly. T20 World Cup was also a rookie at that time. But it's a point for consideration. Think about it. Yeah, man. Thank God we're not management picking a team. It's a headache. It is quite a headache. But as they say, it's a good headache to have when you have too many good options. But yeah, we're going to end the stream soon. So if there are any other questions that you guys have, let me know. And I'll get to it. But other than that, my 11 to start against against Pakistan would be once again. It would be KL, Rohit, Virat, Surya, Rishabh, Hardik. Actually, I'm predicting. What I would rather have is KL, Ishan, Rohit, Virat, Surya at 5. Pant at 6. 7 Ashwin. 8. 7 Jadeja. 8 Ashwin. 9, 10, 11 of Shami, Bumrah and Bhuvi. Bhuvi, Shami and Bumrah. 5 bowlers. Even though I said I would like 6. Because they are going to go with a 5 bowler strategy and I would rather drop Hardik and have Kishan in my team. Yes, Rohit at 3. This is what I would do. Let me know what you guys would do. And that's about the end of our stream. I'm just going to give you a quick score update. If I can manage to get it. Ireland right now are reeling. They were reeling last I checked. And they've pulled back a little bit. Andy Balburney playing at 35-32. Ireland 79 for 3. They need 93 runs in 49 balls. It's tough. I think they're going to lose. Curtis Camphor batting 23 of 25. Balburney. What do you guys think is going to happen? Let me know. Kohli had good economy than Varun. Yeah, Kohli had better economy than Varun. That's true. Kohli not going to bowl, guys. He's not going to bowl. Thank you, Vineet, for putting out my preferred 11. And yeah, see you guys soon. We're not going to be doing anything for the India-Pakistan match because let's face it, guys, India-Pakistan happens so rarely that why would you watch anything other than the game? Why are you going to come and watch the game? And why do you want me to stream? I'm going to be watching the game. So there's going to be nothing happening on Sunday. There's the F1 stream. Of course, the F1 stream is going to happen. So yeah, Siddharth Shetty will be around. We want reaction. You want reaction stream after the India-Pakistan game? Reaction stream. There's my reaction. नहीं करूंगा मैं. But क्या यार तुम लोग मतलब इंडिया पाकिस्तान के बाद अगर जीत गए तो शायद या अगर हार गए तो क्या रिएक्शन करने का. अजद को बुलाएगा मैं. I'll try to get Asjad because he follows Pakistan cricket quite a lot and he has more insight on how they're doing. And of course, it's I don't know about this reaction stream. I'll think about it. Thank you for the love, Vineet. It's great. I try my best. Last chance, any question of Pakistan win against India? I think it's very little. I think it's a very low chance because it's a World Cup, man. It's not going to happen. It's BCCI versus PCB. It's not India versus Pakistan. Remember, it's actually a private team that we have set. Some society from Tamil Nadu has decided, oh, this team is going to represent the country. They're not representing the country. They're representing a society. Always remember, okay? Board of Control for Cricket in India is a society registered in Tamil Nadu. It's nothing more. It's a small thing. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you everyone who joined and stuck around. While you're here, please hit the like button if you've not already and subscribe to the channel. Share this stream with your friends. Let them know that we're doing this on every Wednesday. And we're going to try and get guests, but that's not a thing for Wednesdays. That's going to be the thing for the reaction streams. Thank you for everyone. Thank you to everyone in the chat, to our regulars, and of course, to our moderator, Srishti. She is around and, posting all the links and doing all the fun things. And she's also very active on Discord. So if you guys, are on Discord, you'll find her there. Go to the Discord and look for the Couch Pundits part of it and go to the sports chat, which is hopefully going to be more active than normal. Yeah, very active on Discord. That's true. So yeah, thank you everyone and have a good night and keep watching the World Cup. It's going to be fun. This one's going to be fun. I have a feeling. Take it back.